James Lenné, thank you for joining me at my tasting table today. I do appreciate it. These two wines are next. Northern producer Lenné, and yes, I have reviewed their wines before. These are outstanding wines, outstanding producer. This is two Pinot Noirs from Yamhill-Carlton district, and one of them is called Sadjack, and the other one is called South Slope Select. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you about these two wines. Stay tuned. So before I get started, be sure to give a like and subscribe to this channel. I do appreciate it. So right up here, you'll see a playlist of all of the other Lenné wines that I have reviewed in the past. So be sure to look at that. Absolutely glorious experience of Yamhill-Carlton in a bottle, and one where I very much enjoy this area for Pinot Noir. Oregon in general, of course, is Willamette Valley for a very, I would say, a point of difference Pinot Noir that you're not going to find in California necessarily, although I would say maybe some areas in California can somehow get to that closeness to be Willamette Valley, but not exactly, and that's what it's all about. Not all wine areas and regions are going to be the same, and they can have the same variety, but they're going to have a different expression altogether, and the same thing with Willamette Valley, Yamhill-Carlton. I'm going to talk about this wine first. This is a South Slope Select Yamhill-Carlton 2019 vintage. Here's the back label for you to look at here. I'll talk about vinification notes just once because they're the same vinification notes for both wines. Now, it's a gentle pressing, destemming, cold soak for 5 days prior to inoculation. Now, the must was then fermented at moderate temperature, racked into small French oak barrel, and aged for 11 months prior to bottling. Now, the clones are 115 and Pommard, 13.75% ABV, $55 price point, and 135 cases in total. So let me pour some of this wine, and we'll give some thoughts and impressions. So here is this wine. Really vibrant, lovely nose. And I love to see that this is vitreous, right? You should see through your Pinot Noir. In my opinion, there are some regions, and yes, it's regions, that do I think as a tradition, not as a requirement. And that is that there's a lot of maceration, and it's over macerated. And so, to me, it's over extracted, and that's not what Pinot Noir is. It should be a delicate, beautiful wine on its own. That's the same thing with, say, maybe coffee profiles. I prefer a lighter to medium roast than a dark roast because I want to experience the nose, right? And to experience the wine on its own. The sense of fruit is evident here, but also almost some savory notation, which I think is nice and delicate. Wild sage, which I love that expression on any wine. Hint of lavender as well as dried herbs. And also like a hint of graphite on that as well, so I love that capture. And next, the palate characterization. Because this wine has the right maceration, it's not over extracted, it's optimized, right? And so on this, I'm getting the lovely experience on the mouth, the palate of raspberry, early season, cherry, pepper, graphite, clove, and red rose petal, dried red rose petal. And I think that's really evident and beautiful in this wine. It's 94 points out of 100 points. Next is the Sadjack wine. Now here is the Sadjack 2019 vintage. This is a 777 focused wine. Here's the back label for you to look at here. Now, this is named after Steve and Karen Lutz. They're the owners, producers of this wine, and it's named after their two dogs, and they combined them together, and one of their dogs is Jackson, the other is Sadie, or was Jackson and was Sadie. Now, the price point on this is $55, 226 cases produced in total, and lovely expression. So this is a singular expression of a clone, 777, and this does taste different, right? This is not the one, this wine right here. It's not the South Slope wine. It is its own wine unto itself. And that's showing the power and differentiation of clones. They do matter. And to me, I think this is one way of experiencing, same vinification, same fruit source, but of course, different selection of the fruit itself. So I'm gonna talk first about the nose. The nose is expressed. So this is a notation of blue and red fruit, purple flowers, minute hint of mint, boot polish notes, as well as crushed red candy and fresh herbs. Next is the palate characterization. Now the palate is expressive of tart red cherry, red pepper, clove, thyme, and violet. So that differentiation comes through. So on this, I'm getting a little more of the pepper notes, and this I'm getting a little bit more of a mineral notation, the graphite, but that's the differentiation of clones. These are purpose-built to be different wines. They're not meant to be the same exact wines. Otherwise, they wouldn't be bottling them under a different name. Beautiful, gorgeous wines, 94 points out of 100 points, as well as this wine right here with the same point score, but different characterization altogether. If you find this compelling, please reach out down below. You can get this wine delivered to the state that receipts Wines from Oregon. I think it's a fantastic, beautiful producer. I think for the price points, given what we have seen today in, say, world class price points for Pinot Noir, this is actually a good price point for Pinot Noir from Oregon. Between videos, you'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. Please give a like, subscribe to this channel. I will see you back here at this tasting table. So come back for more. I will see you back here at this tasting table. I appreciate you watching, and share this video with somebody who loves Oregon Pinot Noirs. Stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Santé.